AOC. People love Jasmine Crockett. People love Eric Swalwell and the like. And I think that the Democratic Party should put the people out there who the people want. They should put the politicians out there who the people want, who they're asking for, who are meeting the moment with the same energy that
they're not asking for AOC.
Yes, they are.
The people you party with
No. The people I party with don't like AOC.
Oh, please.
No, they don't at all.
Well, most people don't.
But
she's
AOC,
very far left.
Let me tell you why I'm saying that.
The panic is real, and AOC is scrambling as Bill Maher completely shredded her anti-American spiel live on air. The destruction was savage, unrelenting, and downright merciless, igniting a tidal wave of criticism for the Congresswoman. And let's be honest, AOC walked right into this storm. Her woke crusades and toxic rhetoric have finally caught up. I've got every explosive clip lined up. Before we jump into the chaos, hit that subscribe button. Moments like this are pure fire.
Interviews was when AOC was talking to that lady and she asked her to expand
about Israel-Palestine.
Oh my God.
Well, I believe absolutely in Israel's right to exist.
She just collapsed into herself.
It's literally like a fifth grader that didn't study.
Look at that incident more through just as an incident.
And then they ask you about the subject, or you didn't read the book. Well, it's about Billy and his dog.
What people are starting to see, at least in the occupation of Palestine, is...
But the crazy thing about that interview is that her first comment comes off with, total authority.
I am a proponent of a two-state solution.
One little follow-up question. The question's like, well, what do you mean by that? And then you just see her get weaker and weaker.
You use the term the occupation of Palestine. What did you mean by that?
But what do you mean by that? It's like, I don't know what I'm talking about, man. Yeah. And she literally goes, I'm really not the expert.
Do you think you can expand on that?
I am not the expert at geopolitics on this issue.
Yeah. Ever since Bill Maher called out Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez for her political charades, the tension has been off the charts. Once seen as the unstoppable progressive firebrand, AOC now stumbles over even the simplest questions about the issues she claims to lead on. Economics, immigration, climate, her answers range from dodgy to downright confusing, and critics are having a field day. From the left to the right, nobody is holding back. Even Joe Rogan chimed in, backing Maher's ruthless critique, going as far as comparing AOC to Kamala Harris. All style, zero substance. What once looked like bold conviction now seems hollow. And the more she talks, the more obvious it becomes, the emperor has no clothes. AOC's carefully curated image is crumbling. Check out this next clip showing her panic. I'll be right back.
There she is.
And I think if you actually do see some of the photos of the signs, I think there's something to be said about the government's about to shut down. There's a vote clock that's going down. The exits that are normally open in that building were suddenly closed.
Suddenly.
So you pulled a fire alarm?
So what I'm here to say is that
what I'm
House
here to say
and U.S. Capitol Police and Jamal Bowman are an active, and he's fully participating and saying there was a misunderstanding. But what I do think is...
hold on. He's active and fully participating in saying that there was a misunderstanding?
He was actively...
That is not our language.
No, he was...
What language is that? She is delightfully stupid. I know people don't like her. I understand that.
Right.
But I just find her just wonderful. She's so dumb.
And there it is. Panic on full display. Endless rambling filled with meaningless buzzwords, like a verbal fireworks show. Anyone paying attention will recognize AOC's classic fallback. When caught off guard, she dives into jargon-heavy nonsense that leaves even loyal supporters scratching their heads. Terms like systemic injustice, intersectionality, and marginalized communities are thrown around like glitter, hoping to impress while saying nothing of substance. But people are waking up. The theatrics are failing. The fiery persona once praised is now revealed as a social media-crafted illusion. Under pressure, cracks appear. Loud doesn't equal correct. Emotional doesn't equal effective. And AOC? She's running out of corners to hide in.
Has called for the investigating and possible impeaching of members of the Supreme Court. Here's what she said.
I believe that we should be considering subpoenas. We should be considering investigations. There also must be impeachment on the table, and the Supreme Court has not been receiving the adequate oversight necessary in order to preserve their own legitimacy.
Where in the Constitution do you find oversight? One branch is the watchdog of the other branch? I don't think so. That's not the way it works.
A lot of people don't like AOC, but I really do love the earnestness of her stupidity. Like, there's something really charming about how hard she's trying. It's like watching your 14-year-old give a speech about something they don't really fully understand. It's like, it's kind of cute. It's adorable in a very, society-destroying sort of way.
This is exactly what I've been warning about, and Bill Maher is making sure the world sees it. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez isn't nearly as sharp or principled as the media claims. For someone championing the working class, she has a funny way of showing up at elite red carpet events hosted by the very oligarchs she supposedly opposes. Wearing designer gowns at galas while preaching about inequality isn't activism, it's theater. So when whispers started that AOC could replace Kamala Harris, eyebrows were raised for good reason. The illusion is clear, loud tweets don't replace substance, and under scrutiny, AOC falters. If this is the Democratic Party's next chapter, they're in trouble, all thanks to Bill Maher's hard-hitting critique.
Of AOC. People love Jasmine Crockett. People love Eric Swalwell and the like. And I think that the Democratic Party should put the people out there who the people want. They should put the politicians out there who the people want, who they're asking for, who are meeting the moment with the same energy that
they're not asking for AOC.
Yes, they are.
The people you party with
No. The people I party with don't like AOC.
Oh, please.
No, they don't at all.
Well, most people don't.
But
she's
AOC,
very far left.
Let me tell you why I'm saying that.
Hold on. It seems even AOC's own supporters are panicking, changing their story faster than light. 1 minute, Don Lemon claims the public is rallying behind AOC as a leader. The next, when Bill Maher points out that few people outside Lemon's circle actually like her, the narrative shifts. Suddenly even Lemon's friends aren't fans. Pure chaos. It's like trying to bail water from a sinking ship with a teaspoon. No wonder. Selling the idea of an AOC presidential run is like hawking sand in the desert. Impossible. And for Don Lemon, struggling for relevance since leaving CNN, this desperate defense only makes him look worse.
We'll vote for AOC and Donald Trump on the same ticket because they're authentic. No, because they're authentic.
I don't think that.
Okay,
that Don.
I think you're wrong about that.
What people like about people like Trump and Fetterman is because it's irrelevant to her life.
But you don't know her life.
I know that being a gorgeous woman who I wouldn't even know was Hispanic in a city that has 1 million Hispanics and does not treat them badly.
But that doesn't mean she doesn't struggle. That doesn't mean that she was set down.
It implies it.
But that doesn't mean that she was set down in a Hispanic ghetto in the Bronx and had to deal with that growing up, and that she's come from a working class family.
It implies that it implies that in some way she's behind the 8 ball because of that, and it's just not true.
Don't be fooled. AOC may trick some people, but not Bill Maher. He sees right through the polished narrative she's selling. Maher has openly questioned the working-class hero story she promotes, and he's spot on. Contrary to the image AOC pushes, she didn't grow up in the gritty, struggling neighborhoods she often references. Her family was relatively comfortable, giving her access to education and opportunities most truly struggling Americans never get. Then came the peak absurdity, Don Lemon trying to compare AOC's authenticity to Donald Trump. Seriously? These two could not be more different. Say what you will about Trump, but his raw, unfiltered, unapologetic style is real. You can't fake that. AOC's version? Pure marketing. All optics. Zero depth. Meanwhile, Maher keeps exposing the truth.
So
I don't know if she's behind the 8 ball, but I don't think she's as privileged as many people who are in Congress right now.
Is that privileged or not? She was a bartender.
Yeah.
So I was a delivery boy.
But I'm saying sometimes, Bill, you don't agree with Donald Trump's policies.
No.
But that's what the people want.
Some of them.
Whether you like her or not, I don't like what she did with Amazon in New York. But I think AOC she's a Democratic icon.
Well,
We'll
she's
love
the
her.
wrong. Sir, if you think that's the direction the country, the Democratic.
I'm not saying the policies that she espouses that's the
Don?
direction, but I'm saying that you have to give the people who are out front speaking for the party, not the people who are.
If you think
she's evolving,
yeah, she's evolving,
and
as we all are,
and she is moving into
right.
She understands the game a little bit more, and if you notice, she is sort of becoming a sort of normal kind of Democrat in many ways.
Yes.
I think she's evolving.
Okay, great.
It's a very smart tactic. She's
great.
very smart.
Let's get behind.
Sometimes I can't even follow what Don Lemon is trying to argue. Is he suggesting the public should get whatever leader they demand, regardless of how unqualified, reckless, or dangerous that person is? By that logic, if the masses suddenly wanted Hitler, we'd just go along with it. That's not just bad thinking, it's terrifying. And honestly, it highlights the Democratic Party's current mindset, pandering blindly to every whim, no matter how radical or uninformed. Principles? Long gone. Popularity is the new compass. That's why party figures can end up sympathizing with, or even defending, terrorist groups instead of backing allies like Israel. It's not leadership, it's cowardice dressed as populism. And Lemon? The perfect poster child for that confusion.
Madam Ranking Member, here we are today. Republicans who have voted consistently against the Violence Against Women Act, who have taken away the right of all women to choose and have control over their own body, who, as women are bleeding out in parking lots across the country, standing there, allowing us to die, now want to pretend today that they care about women. And why? To open up gender and, yes, genital examinations into little girls in this country in the so-called name of attacking trans girls. And to that, today, what we have to say are two words: not to.
Watching that clip gave me an instant headache. How does banning biological males from women's sports somehow become equivalent to inspecting young girls' genitals? That logic isn't just flawed, it's deliberately inflammatory. AOC is clearly grasping at straws, clawing for attention, and trying desperately to stay relevant with shock value statements. Let's be real. No one is advocating for some invasive inspection regime. The issue is fairness and protecting women's sports, not violating privacy. Do we check other athletes' genitals before competitions? No, that's not how it works, and AOC knows it. But truth doesn't matter, only headlines. Her statements are pure political theater, all drama, zero substance.
Loves this bill. Yes, bigoted folks love this bill. Assaulters love this bill. But also, CEOs love this bill. Because Los Angeles is on fire right now. And this is the #1 priority this majority has. Thank you, and I yield back.
AOC labels anyone defending women's sports as bigoted. Not because they are, but because she despises traditional American values. It's that simple. She doesn't defend fairness, she attacks it. In her world, protecting female athletes is hateful, while letting biological males dominate is inclusive. Watch her silently, and her expressions might fool you into thinking she's making a thoughtful argument. But listen, and it's cringeworthy. Furrowed brows, dramatic hand gestures, all performance, words with no real meaning. AOC thrives on emotional spectacle, not intellect. The more she talks, the more obvious it becomes. Her facade is cracking, her points are shallow, and her supporters, like Don Lemon, are scrambling to keep up appearances. From twisting debates to rewriting her own past, she's built a brand on performance, not principle. Bill Maher simply exposed it, and now the panic is visible. The more she speaks, the clearer it is. AOC isn't the future, she's a distraction. That's a wrap for today's breakdown. If you enjoyed this, hit like and subscribe for more deep dives. See you next time.